Jenna. 11:11 with Jenna. 11:11 with Jenna. 11:11. Who you gonna call right now? 11:11 with Jenna. With Jenna. 11:11 with Jenna. Right now. 11:11 with Jenna. With Jenna. It's 11:11. Who you gonna call right now?
Hey everybody, so check it out. I can't see what's happening here because I still am unable to get online. It's a long story, but I'm on, but I'm not, but I am, but I'm not. So hold on one second. Let me just go to Facebook, see if I made it to where I need to be. William D. Lindemann, and we are live. Hi there, sir. How are you? Wow, there are 7 of you here already. Yay! Thank you. I know there's like a wind thing happening. I'm in a wind tunnel. Oh, wow. Sunday, June 13th, 11:11, 8:11 Pacific time, 9:11 other times, 10:11 some places, 5:11 some places. It's 11:11 somewhere. It's always 11:11 somewhere. And tonight is Musicians Square Table. But first off, I just want to acknowledge Carl, I'm really sorry about your dog, but I'm beyond sorry about your sister. And I was talking to Mitch on the phone and he went, "Oh no." And then my mom was so sad because she remembered her from the jewelry store, and then I remembered who she was, and then we were looking at photos, and so Carl has his sister died. And you guys all hold Carl in your heart, and I'm really sorry. There is no loss like a sibling loss. There's no loss like a parent loss or an animal. But when you lose a brother or sister, it's like, for me, and I've talked to other people, and it was strange after I lost my brother, how many people I'd meet after that. Oh yeah, my brother died or my sister died. But I felt like this part of my body was gone for a very long time. And Nino and I sang together for a very long time. Our whole lives, actually. So, huge hug. Huge hug to you. I'm sorry. So, we're there for you. That's why we have 11:11, and there are 11 of you here, far out, super far out. It is Sunday, and I cry sometimes, and I don't try to fight it, but I did put on mascara tonight because it's Musicians Square Table, and tomorrow morning will be a meandering out in the world, and tomorrow night we meditate, and Tuesday morning out in the world, and Tuesday night Dr. Andrew Rader will be here with me, but we won't be together. But Wednesday morning, making and baking with Patty and Lisa. That's the hope. Lisa, hoping. Wednesday morning we bake or we make in the kitchen with Patty. Wednesday night, cookies and cocktails or something in cocktails with Shauna, and Shauna and I will be right next to each other. And then Thursday morning, I will be at Andy and Shauna's. And Thursday night, I will be, I think, in Oakland and doing what's happening Thursday night? You know. Well, I'll tell you really quick. Check it out.
Coming this Thursday, lives will be changed forever. 11:11 with Jenna presents Corona Roki International Limited. Bring your best, just stay home. Live from her state-of-the-art studios, the Lily Pad, broadcasting throughout space and around the world to each and every home. 11:11 with Jenna. 11:11 with Jenna. With Jenna. 11:11 with Jenna. Right now. 11:11 with Jenna. With Jenna. It's 11:11. Who you gonna call right now? Be there, or you will be talked about. 11:11 with Jenna. Corona Roki International Limited this Thursday.
That's right. This Thursday night, Corona Roki International Limited. Did I freeze? Oh, no. Why do I look like I froze? Something happened. Anyway, That's Thursday, and then Friday something, but Saturday, next Saturday, I have a gig in the East Bay in Oakland. So if anybody's interested, it starts at 3 o'clock and we'll go to a 5. Next Friday, what's happening? Friday is the release of the record. But tonight, something is really groovy is going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meeting him basically for the first time as you're meeting him for the first time. My new friend, David Weuste. Oh, check it out. Yay! And he dances and he's got a guitar on the wall, or is that a bass? I can't tell.
He's a bass.
The bass. Hi there.
Hello.
Looks, did we freeze? Can you see? So I keep
I
thinking we froze. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, Abdullah Ibrahim. Hold on. My favorite of all time. Thank you. Hold on, David. There's lots going on here. So we are live and things are happening and you are here and you play bass.
Yes, I played bass in a jazz band all throughout high school and some in college.
Really? Do you play upright and electric?
Just electric.
Far out. And where did you go to school?
I went to college at Texas Christian University here in Fort Worth, Texas.
So you are born and raised in Texas?
No, I'm from Oklahoma originally, and then moved down here to go to school.
Where in Oklahoma?
A small town named Guthrie.
Guthrie, Oklahoma. So you stayed after college, you just thought.
Yeah, my wife did grad school here and then got a job here, and so I stayed with her.
Very cool. And do you play now in a band?
I don't. No. Most of my musicianship just comes to dealing with artists like yourself on a daily basis.
I'm sorry. So what is your job title? Do you have multiple job titles?
There's not a great one, but I spend most of my time in doing consulting work with recording labels like Blue Coast Records. But the majority of the labels I work with are in the classical music industry.
Oh, okay. Come here, though. Sorry. I kicked Lily. My dog was on my pashmina. So.
Got to have a good spot.
Had to. Well, I understand why she chose the one she chose.
Exactly.
Sure. So I just want to make sure people are, I am on, right? Because I don't see what's happening here.
I see you.
You see me on Facebook?
Oh, I'm not on Facebook.
There seems to be something odd going on Facebook. And I can't tell. I think we're frozen for some reason. But maybe not. Can someone text me to say that I'm still on just to make sure, because something weird is going on.
I pulled it up now and it looks like you're on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't see any comments at all. So as long as it looks like I'm on, all I see is one comment. Do you see more than one comment?
I do. I see everybody's telling us that we're on.
Okay.
So we're good.
All good. Thank you. We're all good. Okay. So you guys, I won't see any of that tonight. So we're just going to be like, it's just the two of us here talking. What do you think of that? Not to put you on the spot. So you work with different labels, but mostly classical. How did you meet Cookie?
So I met Cookie as she moved Blue Coast into the wider distribution world. As part of working with classical, there's a lot of overlap in the audiophile world. And so we met through a mutual other consultant to help get Blue Coast Records out a little further than they already are. It's a great label with some great artists. So it was a fun place to join.
And how long have you been working for Blue Coast?
Really just digging in since the beginning of this year. Um, so not too long, not too long. Still listening to the whole wonderful catalog.
Isn't it amazing? There's just such incredible music on the. You can come up here. Want to come up here? Come on. Um, what did you have for lunch today?
Today I had nachos, actually.
Did you make them?
No, my the restaurant just down the street from us kind of had a big grand opening, and my wife and I went to walk down and tried it out, and it was pretty good.
Wow. So you'll go back.
Definitely.
What did your wife have for lunch?
We shared the nachos.
Oh, you're like, you want to just share the nachos? Yeah, okay. Big old plate of nachos. That
Yeah,
way
it was,
there you can
it was
race to get to the bottom before, Was it layered pretty well?
it was layered well and definitely big enough for two. So
There weren't the excess chips at the bottom where you're like, well,
no, no. They did a good job.
and was it a bean and cheese type thing? Was there meat involved? Are you extra
No,
hot?
actually, there was some meat on this one. So the restaurant is actually known for their smoked chicken. Um, so it was smoked chicken nachos, but it was actually a kind of a fusion dish of Asian zing with smoked chicken and
Really?
like a
I
Texas
like it.
queso. Yeah,
Asian Mexican nachos. Have you
yeah.
had tachos?
I've not.
You know what a tacho is? Sorry, my hair. I'm in this wind tunnel right now. Do you know what a tacho is?
My guess would be a taco nacho.
No, it's tater tots made out of nachos.
Oh, I
Have you
see.
been to New Orleans? Spent time in New Orleans?
I have.
There's a restaurant that's open till about 4 o'clock in the morning on um, across from DBA. That is a good thing to get about 2 a.m. Not tachos.
Sounds like a good 2 a.m. meal.
It's a good because it kind of, and then it gives you more carbs to go dance more till 5 or 6. So tell people why you're here tonight, besides it
So
being Musicians Square Table.
sure. Well, my biggest reason to be here tonight is to pump up your release that's coming out on Friday with Blue Coast Records, and to talk through it a little bit, to find out more about it because I've gotten the cool chance to be able to listen to it before everybody else. I've listened to the whole thing front to back more than once, so I have that privilege, and I want to talk more about it before everybody else gets to join me in that privilege.
Cool.
Um, and I wanted to tell, and you asked me to talk a little bit about some of the things that I, on my part of the music industry, as part of this. And so I wanted to talk as well about kind of where we are before the release comes out and why this period, and for a musician that has an album coming out, is pretty important. Um, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm here for tonight, if that's okay with you.
Please tell people why it's important. Please.
Um, Yeah, so one of the biggest things, especially in today's streaming world, is to really highlight things that are coming by proving to a lot of these places like Apple Music and Spotify and Deezer and Qobuz and all the places that your music's going to be on Friday, that folks are excited about it. And so if you see Jenna or Blue Coast Records saying things like, pre-order it or pre-save it or pre-add it, that's why it's important, because those places are looking for that in order to see what they want to maybe highlight on release day and afterwards. So a big thing that you can easily do for Jenna with this awesome community that you have here um,
So
is
awesome. You guys are so awesome.
yeah is not only spread the word to your friends about this release, but pre-save it on whatever platform that you listen on, and yeah, that'll tell those platforms that people are excited about Jenna Mammina and that Mutineer is going to be awesome.
It's a pretty awesome record, isn't it?
Yeah,
I love it. I'm proud to be a part of it. I love playing with Matt. He played on my first record. Actually, I played on his brother. His brother and I had a band called the Waybacks back in the 90s. And I met Matt in Nashville in the 80s, maybe early 90s. And then he said, "Oh, my brother lives here in the Bay Area." And he was playing with Lyle Lovett at the time. And Matt was playing with Lyle. And I was at Lyle's show. And then he introduced me to his brother and his sister in law. And we became like brother, sister, like that. And then we started a band. And then we made a record. And then that didn't really happen. And Matt and I stayed, Matt and Jeff and I are still like brothers and sisters. So you can imagine. And he's played on 2 or 3 records for me now.
So when you're playing like with Matt, there's a Blue Coast release. So one thing I wanted to also ask was what it means to you to be like a Blue Coast artist or a Blue Coast all star, like Cookie likes to call you.
She does. She calls me a Blue Coast All Star.
That's
Cookie,
right.
Cookie, I love you. Well, Cookie and I have been working together for over 20 years. I did my first record in 1999, Under the Influence, and it's from the very first note. And I had done other records prior to mine with other people, and like I can say that there was a time where I recorded one song 22 times, and then they ended up using the first take. So I thought that's how all albums were done. You know how like Fleetwood Mac took, I don't know, what is it? I don't know if it were years or months or whatever to record Rumors, their first record.
Mm-hmm.
So, I knew I didn't have that kind of time. I had 2 days to record my first record. And my mom and dad were there. Matt was there. Andre was there. I mean, it was an all-star session with an all-star Cookie Marenko recording. Thank you to Andre Bush and my mom and dad. And we pressed record on the first song with Derek Jones and John Mader and Andre Bush and Matt. And we recorded the song. And then everybody goes, "Cool, what's next?" And I'm like, "Whoa, what do you mean? What's next? What's next is we're gonna do it again like 7 or 8 times." And Cookie's like, I don't know, Jenna, that was pretty great. I'm like, "No way! I if you want to do it again, you can do it again. Let me do it. Let me do it. Just do it one more time." So we did it a second time, and it was cool. But she was like, the first one was better. The whole record was first takes up until like the 10th song. Everything was first takes, which gave us time to work the next day to do other stuff. But yeah, I was, and the trust that I put in Cookie, I listen to that record now. If I were to listen to that record now, but I don't, if I were to listen to it, I'd be like, it's a pretty great record. And it's still, it's a timeless record. And then the second record. So I put Cookie's like a sister. Cookie's like a master that I learned from. I love watching her in the studio. We've made other records with Derek Jones. I've made a record with Alex DeGrassi on Blue Coast and other recording sessions that have happened there. And they've been some of the most masterful moments in my life and some of the most emotional as far as tears and laughter that I've had in my life, like top 2 moments in life.
Yeah, the whole one take bit definitely makes it feel more like a live performance than
and some of this stuff,
a
the Matt
sterile.
stuff is usually one take because it's Matt, then to be in the studio with just Matt is like, okay, I gotta be like on because it's Matt Rawlings. Because yesterday Matt was probably playing with Cher, and the day before he was playing with Willie Nelson, and the day before he was playing with Lyle Lovett or whoever.
And after that first record with Cookie, how did that change like your approach when you were ready for the next one versus what you'd done before?
Well, the funny thing was, she said to me, "Do you know what's going to be the hardest thing about making your record?" And I said, "What?" And she said, "Choosing the cover art." And I'm like, "No way. Oh my God, that's going to be easy. I'm just going to pick, some." I had a woman I know was going to do this whole watercolor thing for me, and I had it all picked out. We had it all signed off that I could use it. And then all of a sudden her management came and said, you can only use it for the first 1,000, and then you had to pay this, and then you had to do that. And I'm like, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I'm not a business person. I'm an artist. I'm an art. Let me just do the art. Well, that changed quickly. And then what happened was I chose the art. The record is called Under the Influence. I have an incredible photographer take some beautiful photos, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful photos. We do the graphics, and that was back when you had to print out a fiery beforehand, before you print it out like on different computers, because or on
Mhm.
different printers, because the colorization and stuff. Well, I printed it out, and they're like, my friends that did it are like, "You don't need a fiery, that's another $300. Just our stuff's all calibrated perfect, it's great, it's fine, it's cool." Okay. So I go ahead with this company, and they said, "Hey, a good way to save some money is to press 2,000 booklets,
Mm.
and then when you're ready to press do the discs, then you already have the booklets done, and we just slap them in, and then you have your next 1,000." So I'm like, "Cool, no problem." So I pay for 2,000 booklets. I do the CDs. UPS guy comes rolling up one day. Hey, he comes up with these two big boxes. I'm like, "It's my first CD. Let me give you one." So I open it up, and the record is called Under the Influence. And there I am. And the color of the record was my face is there, and it's blue. And
Oh
my
no.
eyes are purple. And there's this, I look like I was under the influence on a park bench, like under the influence. And then the printing had all gotten morphed into different lettering. And so, yeah, Cookie was right. The hardest part, because then I had somebody else do it and run it through, and I learned all about, I never made that mistake again. And choosing the cover is usually the hardest thing about making a record.
Absolutely. And it's an important part that people don't think about, and it's even harder now because now it not only has to look good on a CD cover, it has to look good really small on a phone, and it has to look really big on a TV, and everything in between.
Hey, Cookie's there. Yeah, but Cookie, that's not the, so the what she just posted, Under the Influence, that's actually the photo that's there. My cousin Vicky, see, wait, yeah, my ear. My cousin Vicky hand painted that black and white photo. My teeth are so white and sparkly, and I have the same earrings. I still have the earrings in my ears. But so thank you, Cookie. I've learned so much from Cookie. I've learned as far as hanging in the studio, um, laughing and choosing the right material, choosing the right musicians. I don't even know what to say. Cookie, I hope you're going to be, feel free to jump on now or come on Friday. But yeah, was that a good enough answer to your question 27 minutes
Y-
ago?
Sure, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that was, and you kind of got to the next one, which was kind of taking us through what being in the studio, being in Blue Coast Studios is like. Um,
It's
so
It's awesome. It's laid back. You got the lava lamps going on, the tea. I know Lillian comes in, hangs out. It's We can look at the deer, we can feed the deer. It's great. It's real. Blue Coast Records is real. And what she has created for decades is a comfort level of recording that I've never experienced anywhere else.
Yeah, and you can hear it. I mean, real is a good choice because I feel like every review of some point for any album for Blue Coast, that word comes up. It just sounds real.
Because it is, because she knows who she wants to work with, and it works. And
So let's
so
talk about. Oh, sorry.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
that when I'm there, I can't waste my time. So I work with incredible musicians to stay. It's like I work with musicians that make me better. Working with Cookie makes me better.
That's awesome. Let's talk about the album in specific. I had sent you a bunch because I listened to this all, so I've all kinds of questions about some of these works. So I'd love for you to take us through it in essence. Um, and I want to start with the first track because the Mutineer, the lead off and title track. Um, and I kind of wanted to ask because there's this song and then the Keep Me in Your Heart, which are both by Warren Zevon. And so I wanted to see what was it that made this one in particular what you wanted to kind of also call the whole album, but then what makes Warren Zevon's songs speak to you so much?
I love him. I loved his music. I knew a couple of people that worked with him. Werewolf, you guys know the song, oh, Werewolves of London. That's Warren. I I choose songs from my heart. And the first time I heard another song, well, I heard Keep Me in Your Heart for a while, but I had heard what's it called? It's on another record that I recorded, not with Cookie, and a much more uncomfortable situation, but a record was great. Um, Accidentally Like a Martyr is a song that I heard Bob Dylan do, which when he said this is a song that Warren Zevon did, I went home that night and I became addicted to Warren, and I listened to everything he ever did. And this was pre internet, and so I was going out and buying. I have CDs and cassettes and albums of Warren's that I like devoured. And um, Mutineer is one of those songs that I heard. And Cookie, when we go into the studio, we don't usually know what we're gonna do. Like, right, Cook? I mean, we don't know what we're gonna do. Do you know that song Mutineer? I'm like, oh my God, I love Mutineer. You think you could do it? I don't, Matt, do you know it? I don't know. Matt might know it, Jenna, or Matt would say, he'd call a tune and I'd be like, I kind of know that song. Get the lyric. But again, working with Matt and Cookie in the studio is like perfection.
I love
So
that.
that's why I pick Warren tunes. And it's why I pick James Taylor tunes. And it's why I pick all the tunes that I do. I need to let my dog in. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Next question. Sorry, kids.
Well, while Jen is out again, everybody needs to go pre-save this album because it's great. You'll want to hear all of it. So actually, you talking about how it kind of all just comes together while you're in the studio, kind of leads nicely into the next one, which is one of my favorites on on the album, which is "Dream," the Johnny Mercer song. I love how you kind of lean into sort of that 40s era swing um, with Matt, and that it kind of comes off not like you're copying Doris Day, but it has that same Doris Day kind of vibe, and I
I love
love
Doris
that.
Day. Thank you. Que sera, sera. I love Doris Day. That's the biggest compliment ever. Thank you.
Yeah, well, sure, yeah. So do when you have like a song like that, do you have what you want to do with it in mind already with Matt, or is it more like what you said? It just kind of hits you in the times.
It just works. It's all in the moment. And that particular song was my father's favorite song. So to
Awesome.
I don't Cookie might know how that came about as far as that being a song that we chose, but I think I knew I wanted to sing it because I had the opportunity to work with Matt. So I that when if she mentioned it or he mentioned it, it was a given.
Awesome. The
But the Doris
Yeah.
Day comment, rock on, man. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, there's lots of that song has all kinds of different versions, but that's my favorite of it. That has that quintessential 40s era kind of sound, and so I love that
Matt's
you
versatile
stay
in
in that
that.
lane.
He
Yeah,
knows he knows how to go a lot of different places. He
yeah.
travels well. Because
You talked about
I'm sure Cookie said, Matt, can you kind of do and she doesn't use people. She doesn't use people as an example. She gets where she wants to go. Like she doesn't say things like, Jenna, can you sing that more like like how Sade would do it, or can you go in this studio and producers are when I do commercial jingles, they'll go, can you sing it like la da 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 da, or like Doris Day, or like Carol Burnett? And I could and I can because I've done a lot of commercial jingle stuff in that way, but Cookie gets there a totally different way. It's magical.
it comes across in the record. Nothing on any of the songs sounds like you're trying to be someone in particular. If I make those comparisons, it's just because it's easy to do, but none of it sounds like you're attempting to do that. So
She knows she knows what I can do, and sometimes I don't know what I can do, and then she gets me there.
it's great.
And now when we're in the
Um,
studio together, we know what we want, even though we don't know what we're gonna do.
I think I witnessed that in one of the Google Hangout chats of when you were deciding what are we going to do when we get to the studio, and both of you said, I don't know.
Whatever we all want to do. Like with Derek Jones' record, whatever. Like he had songs, but then after we did his songs, we she let us kind of pick some other stuff, which turned out really cool. But that's a whole
Very
other
cool.
conversation that we'll have sometime, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Um, in that rundown, you mentioned James Taylor as one of your favorites, and you've got three James Taylor songs on here. Do you remember which ones they are?
I know that Another Gray Morning is on it.
Yes.
And
Um,
what are the other two?
there's the Don't Let Me Be Lonely Tonight,
Oh, yeah.
and You Can Close Your Eyes.
Yeah. Um, Don't Let Me Be Lonely Tonight, we did on my second record with the ensemble. And You Can Close Your Eyes, we recorded on Meant to Be, and then we redid those. We realized them with just the two of us. I can tell you about Another Gray Morning, which is an interesting concept. Was we had just gotten in the studio. We started at about 2:30 or 3 that day. And I don't know who called that tune. Probably me, because I'll sing any James Taylor song. We've actually made a record of James Taylor songs. I will sing James Taylor songs, Joni songs, always. But we called that tune, and Matt was like, "Yeah, okay, okay. So let's just run through it." And we ran through it, and it was great. And then, I mean, it was great. And then Matt goes, "Okay, should we do it now?" And Cookie goes, "I had pressed record." So she had actually recorded that as what we both thought was a sound check, and I was hoping she had recorded it.
That's awesome. In my notes after the first time that I listened to this, album, on this track, I put this is the one that sounds the most live on the album.
Because we were like, because we had never been in the studio alone before. We had
Yeah.
always, there had always been the banter and the, Andre and other people, James Genus, and this was just Matt and I like flying in the studio together. And
No, that's great.
Cookie caught it. He's like, okay, let's do it. She said, it's already done. You can do it again if you want, but I'm already crying. And I'm like, I'm crying too. When we cry, we know we've made it.
That's good.
Right?
Um, and speaking of crying, that moves us to keep me in your heart. Um, and so before we one things we talked about we wanted to share was to share the video that we put together, and I wanted to have you talk about why when we talked, I asked you to send me some images of what this song brought to mind, and you know it was telling to me that almost immediately it was just family. It was just family, and then the dog, of course, which is also family. Um, so tell me why that was what immediately came to your mind.
Well, I don't remember when we recorded that, but um it was a while ago, and it just I've had a lot of loss in my life, but I think my brother had recently died, or I don't remember. But I thought of him when I was singing the song, and then I thought of other people when I was singing the song, and then my father dying. And so when you asked me for some images and I listened to it, I just started going through my phone. And I'm sorry, I sent him like, I don't know, I sent him like 20 images, and then he made it. And then I'm like, wait, I'm going to send you some more. And then I sent him, wait, I didn't mean to send you that image of that hippopotamus. Hold on. You're a genius. You really are great at creating the vibe and creating how you did that video. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Well,
But
the
yeah,
images were lovely.
yeah, I have a beautiful family, both blood and chosen, for sure. But I think you did a beautiful job putting them all together. So thank you very much. And
Oh, thank
my
you.
mom watched it, and my sisters watched it, and my brother has seen it, and a
Oh,
few people here have seen it because it got leaked, as they say. But I think we could play it now, right?
yeah, absolutely. I'll pull it right up.
Shadows are falling and I'm running out of breath. Keep me in your heart for a while. If I leave you, it doesn't mean I love you any less. Keep me in your heart for a while. When you get up in the morning and you wheels keep turning, but they're running out of steam. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha la 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 la. Keep me in your heart. Sha la 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 la. Keep me in your heart for a while. Keep me in your heart for a while.
What's really interesting is I can't remember the first. I'll have to watch it all again, but in the very beginning, there's some words that go right with it, with what's happening that you don't even know about.
Mm.
And the one photo, what's the thing about doing things around the house? There's a line about being around the house. And it's a photo of my father where the bed, where it's all colorful.
Hmm.
That day, we had been evacuated from the house I'm in now.
Mm.
And it was it's my sister and her partner, Katie. My sister, Katie, I call her my sister. She's not my sister's partner. She's also my sister. We had to move out of this house because the fire was coming down the hill and our dad was really sick. And I got him to that bed and he was just like amazed that we had made it. And my friend Michael had taken that photo.
Mm.
And I'm sitting in the house now. It didn't burn. So sorry I'm crying. I'm sad for Carl too that he lost his sister, and I'm really bummed that I wore mascara tonight because now I got it on my pashmina. But it's beautiful what you did. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. It was not as difficult to go together. I thought the images they lend themselves to the song.
But it really,
You know,
there's just certain lines that go well with the song and you don't even know it.
something larger at work there, I'm sure.
Yep, I believe.
For sure. And not to be too salesman-y, but for anybody that adds the album on anything,
Be a
that's
salesman.
they get that track right away, so they can listen
They
to
go
that
to
full track.
Spotify and add that, right?
Everything but Spotify, just about. But so like on Apple Music, on Tidal, on on iTunes, whatever when they add the album now, they'll on YouTube Music even they can hear the "Keep Me in Your Heart" now.
And then Friday, what time Friday morning?
I think it is 12:01 a.m. at whatever your time zone is. They're
Oh,
usually
really?
live. Yeah.
How cool is that? I've never been a part of something like this before.
Yeah. Once when we did the release with recent release with Fiona, was the first time in a long time I've done one with anybody in Australia, and she actually sent us a notice that it was out the day before here, so it was like Thursday, but it was Friday there, and she was like, "I've got the links," and we're all
So
like,
it'll be out
"It's
at
Thursday."
12:01 on the East Coast while it's
Yeah,
9:01 here. Okay.
yeah,
Cool, cool, cool.
yeah, um, yeah. So I also want to talk about this next one. This one's probably my favorite song on the album. Is the Alexandra Leaving,
Oh,
um, and yeah, it's been we've already kind of really gone through so much of the um, you working with Matt, but this is my favorite of the two of you together. And because, the original of the song, or one of the original versions of the songs, is more like a duet for two voices. And what I like about this version is it's has that same duet vibe, but just for the voice and the piano. And it doesn't feel like piano accompanying the voice. It feels like a duet between the two of you. And
Ah,
I love how that comes across.
he's so good. Matt's just so good. Um, it's a great tune. Yeah, Leonard Cohen songs are not easy to cover. A lot of people do it, but I think everybody, when you cover a Leonard Cohen tune, it's you have to wear it differently. Sort of, it's like some people come easier to me. I never did a Joni Mitchell tune until the last couple of years where I felt I could do it. And Leonard Cohen to me is the same way.
Yeah, you go into a much more alto register, and it comes across really nicely.
And of course, I'd love to. I listen to that song. I listen to him sing it, and I listen to his angels, and it's. Thank you for saying that. I mean, just there's not much you can say because when you're done with a song like that, and you look at each other, you go, "Wow, did that work? Cookie, that worked? Did that work? I think it worked. I don't know. Did it work?" And we don't. We won't. There are really no. Cookie records live, so there's no overdubbing. Oh, I'll fix that later. I'll go back and do that. If I know in the first 30 seconds that it's not working for me, I hate to stop, but I'm going to stop. And
Yeah,
Matt will feel the same way. And I work with another pianist, John R. Burr, where I'll just go, man, I hate to, oh, I'm sorry, I got to stop. But it's got to be right through the whole song or
yeah,
it's not
yeah.
worth
Well, I
doing.
think that comes across in the performances, not just this one, but all of them.
Good.
Um,
Thank you.
so, and the next track that is on the album, I think, in order, I have these. I don't know if I have these actually in order. Not that that matters on this, but the next one on my list is "Inner Smile," which is your original.
Mhm.
So I'd love for you to tell us more about "Inner Smile" and what it means to you, and what was going through your mind and time when you wrote it, and everything.
Well, I wrote it with two musicians from the Bay Area, Ray Obiedo and John Bendick. And we had actually we made a record called Inner Smile. But I had been down in Mexico, um, I don't know, 20 plus years ago, and I was studying with a particular yoga, uh, Max Strom. And I remember Max, we did a lot of deep work, and he said one day, he said, I want you to go in when you're doing this work in our meditation. He wanted us to go deep, but we had to take a 3-day silent retreat, and he would speak to us in our classes, but then we would be on our own for it was a 3 week, but this particular 3 day. And I was walking and I saw a century plant, and at the beginning of the beginning of the 3 weeks, the century plant started growing out. The flower was growing out, and I kept looking at it and thinking, there's an there's an there's a flower inside there. There's a smile that's coming out into that flower, or it's going to come out. And while we were there, the flower had bloomed. And I remember saying it's like having an inner smile, always knowing that it's there. You always have this inner smile. And I remember writing that down and coming back and sitting with John and Ray, and we did it. We wrote that song in a day. It
Wow.
was just a natural song. And then I have recorded it with other people, but that particular recording with Matt was really special because at that point of the recording session, Cookie invited, there were other people that were there. There were Blue Coast, the other engineer, the other people that she works with were there, but there were also some people that, audiophile people that Cookie had invited, and they were in the studio. But at that point, she invited them in to the actual room where we were recording, and they sat there and watched that. And so I think there's a different type of connection with people, with those people watching it as we were recording.
Yeah, it's a true performance with an audience.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great.
What's next
Um,
on the record?
well, the next one I was going to talk about was the one that ends everything. The G baby ain't I good? Ain't I good to you?
But
Um, and that it's such a fun one to end on, and that it has such a long history, and so I don't know. One of my questions would be how you find something in something like this that's been done by all kinds of folks, from Nat King Cole to Dr. John to Diana Kroll, to say something new. What you found in this as something new, and what it's like to kind of take a song like that and try to do that with it.
I spend a lot of time in New Orleans. I saw Dr. John perform that a few times, and it's just, and I grew up on Nat King Cole, and I totally respect Diana. So I don't know. I just, it was just one of those, hey, let's try this. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see what happens. And that's
Yeah,
what we do.
this one, it feels like we just hear you and Matt just kind of diving in and having fun and nothing else. In some ways, that it's just you take the influences and just you're grooving live.
Yeah, we have a good time together. Um, and there is that there isn't a lot of looseness because I'm nervous because I'm playing with Matt Rawlings and recording with Cookie. And it's not a nervous, it's more of a, it's again, it's an honor, but I don't want to waste anybody's time. I want it to be right.
So I suppose my last question for the night is, what do you um, what do you hope people leave with after they've listened to this album?
That they that Well, there's a couple other songs that are on the record, and two of them they're Abby Lincoln songs
Hmm.
that Abby Lincoln wrote. And so when I choose songs, as much as I'd like to say I've written a lot, but I haven't recorded as many of my songs because, as Abby taught me, there are so many incredible songs in the world to choose from. And I really do choose from my heart and soul. When I hear a song, if it gets me in that way and I connect through the song, I don't care if nobody's ever heard it, but it inspires people to go out and check out their music. Like most people know Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London. They don't know Mutineer, Keep Me in Your Heart for a while. So I like to inspire people to go out and check out the music that I choose and the artists that performed or wrote them.
That's great. And yeah, the Abby Lincoln songs, are both of them are so great on here. The Bird Alone and It's Supposed to Be Love, and both are great performances, both by you and Matt.
Yeah, and the writers of the tunes are, it takes you to that other level. It's not always Abby that's written the song, or um, even James Taylor, or I don't know, and Johnny Mercer wrote that, but look at all the people that made Dream famous. But
Hmm.
I just think that it's important to to honor the song and the songwriters and the people that bring it to life. It's not about me.
Absolutely.
I'm a vessel.
That's all I have for all of my questions, and I've enjoyed this. It's been great to hear more about the process and about these songs, and makes me just want to go listen to it again.
Cool. What are you doing tomorrow? What's your Monday like?
A pretty heavy standard work day.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
are you a 9 to 5er? Are you a 6 to 3er? What do you do? Or do you
Uh,
work 10 hours a day? What's your story like? I'm
yeah.
usually the
Usually,
one asking questions, so I have to ask at least a couple.
sure. I usually my days about from 7 a.m. till about 7 p.m.
Right on. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Have to work with all you West Coasters, so till your 5 o'clock at least.
Yeah. I work sometimes. You'll find me answering emails at 3 in the morning sometimes because as an artist, that's the thing. People think that you just get to sing songs or you get to I'm doing as much as I can to market and to get it out there and to support and even on this, this is its own show, 1111. You've just made this wonderful musician square table on a Sunday night, and I really appreciate you taking the time as well. And I hope it didn't cut into your Sunday night with your wife. So it's getting late. I know you. Oh my gosh, it's really late. You got to go. Will you
Probably
come
should.
back sometime?
Sure,
Okay.
sure. We'll talk about some other of your Blue Coast records.
Okay. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
it was fun.
And
Yeah,
and and you pronounce it Westy, but it's spelled really interesting.
yeah. I mean, I don't know what to tell you there.
Do you have any animals?
Animals? Yes, we have a dog. Her
You
name is
do.
Pippin. Her name is Pippin.
Pippin? What
Hmm.
kind of dog is Pippin?
She is a mix. Her strongest mixed traits are like a pit bull and a corgi. So she's got a big old
Pitbull and a corgi.
yeah, she's got a big pit chest and strong there, but she's got little bitty legs
Funny.
and the corgi ears, and she's a funny looking dog, but we like her.
Wow. How fun. Well, next time you're on, let's bring Pippin in. I'd love to meet her.
We'll do. All I have to do usually is open the door, and she'll wander in and jump up on the couch and just like yours did.
Yep, she's right here. Well, thank you, David, and thank you for your support and thank you for being part of the Blue Coast story. It's really
Thank you.
it's really cool. All right, man. Have a good night. David Westy,
Yeah.
everyone. Oh, this is the long applause. These guys just never want to end. They never want to go home. They just want to keep it going all night long. Yep, that's it. That's how we roll here on 1111. So yes, I am in this beautiful house with my sisters and my mom and our dogs, and I'm grateful that I'm here and I'm grateful that all of you are here. I have no idea who's here because I lost track a while ago on the comments, but I'll look forward to checking out the comments, and I hope that you can check out them. I will Cookie did post a link to the video that David made, and check out Matt Rawlings' music too. Check out Jenna Mamina's music. Check it all out. It's all we're all in this together, and it's a way to honor each other, and I love what I get to do. As Abby would say, singing is the best job in the world, but so is having 1111 with Jenna and meeting all of you and supporting and getting support and watching each other, supporting each other, and it's just really, really cool. So thank you, David. What a great musician square table. Tomorrow morning, I'll be meandering and probably talking about this. And I'm a crier. What can I say? But I'm also a laugher. Oh, and that's one thing. What would I want people to take away besides listening to it, enjoying it, and checking out the people that performed and wrote it is that at some point you laugh, and if you cry, then I know I've done my work. On that note, I'm going to wish you a beautiful Sunday night and a wonderful Monday morning. And if you can make it to Meandering Great or meditation tomorrow night, awesome. I'll be here. Lots going on this week. Huge hug. Pippin, a corgi and a pit bull. I love it. I love it. Lillian got a new friend named Pippin. She's sleeping. She's a sleeping girl. I hope you all sleep well tonight. Positive thoughts. Powerful words. And I don't know, a pretty heart. Pretty heart. Mama Grace, I'll see you in a minute. Lisa, Katie, see you in a couple seconds because I got to walk down and I'll see Lisa and Katie, and then I'll walk a little further and I'll see Mama Grace. And the rest of you, check out the single. Keep me in your heart for a while. Good night. And I think Cookie's going to be here Friday night, right, Cook? We'll talk more about the album. Love hard. Really hard.